Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lowdown. I'm Michael Smith, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Joining me is Ann Arthur. Ann Arthur, she's with the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, and we have an event here in Houston that we've been doing for the 5th year now. It's called Fashion Funds the Cure. So I thought I'd bring you on to talk a little bit about, one, the event, and of course the cause behind it. So why don't you kick us off and tell us a little bit about the event itself, and then we'll get into the rest.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for having me today. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled for your support over the years because you've been involved with us since the beginning, which I love. You and I both started at the same time when we started Fashion Funds the Cure here in Houston in 2019. But Fashion Funds the Cure is a fashion show we hold at in the Saks wing of the Galleria. It's really fun. It's upbeat. It's a Saturday night event. It's cocktail. We start with an open bar at 6 o'clock. We have...
It's important.
Very important. We have hors d'oeuvres and a silent auction, and then at 7 o'clock we have a seated dinner and the show starts. So we have professional models who show us all the latest fashions, and then the kids in the show are kids who have battled or are battling cancer.
Yes.
We have 12 kids in the show this year, and they get to also model the latest fashions, and they get to keep the clothes. Then we have dinner. We have some entertainment, but the real fun part of the evening is the Dream Walk.
Okay, tell us what the Dream Walk is.
Oh my gosh, the Dream Walk is where the kids get to dress up. It's what they want to be when they grow up, and they're escorted by models of that profession. So it's a hoot. We've had Batman, we've had a plumber, we've had, they're adorable. We've had
famous chefs.
We did. We
athletes,
had famous chefs.
Yeah.
We've had Johnny Carrabba's.
Yes, we have.
Carrabba came, and we had, and Bella is coming.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
She's doing great,
Okay.
which is super. I'm so glad to see that. DeAndre Hopkins walked with a freshman who was playing as a wide receiver. He was playing varsity with his.
I remember him passing the ball to him.
Oh,
that was pretty fantastic.
That was.
And then of course we traded him, which I was mad at the Texans anyways.
I was too.
No one understands that.
Furious. We have Dynamo Football Club is involved, and yes, we have the head trainer coming this year, which is fantastic. So we have lots of. It's just a hoot to see.
And then we have a pretty big headline sponsor.
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, Fashion Funds Cure is presented by Mercedes-Benz of Houston Greenway.
Yeah.
So we are thrilled to have them as a partner, and they have been very instrumental in getting AutoNation behind us also. So AutoNation in the area is doing a point-of-sale campaign at all their locations to support National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. In addition to their parts department, their parts company is also doing a point-of-sale. So word is spreading that National Pediatric is doing some great work. And so we are thrilled to be able to educate people about pediatric cancer and the need for funds to support it.
Well, that's a perfect segue. Let's talk about some of the numbers.
Well, as a matter of fact, pediatric cancer, there are only about, say, 10 to 15,000 cases of pediatric cancer across the U.S. each year. So by definition, they are all rare cancers. But I will say, on average, 43 kids per day are diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
Can you imagine what the parents are going through when they get that news? Oh my gosh, you can talk about infants. It's horrible. Also, if you could believe it, pediatric cancer is the #1 form of cause of death by disease in children. You may have heard at a debate recently that guns kill more kids, but as far as disease goes, cancer causes more kids than anything else. And only 4% of the funds that are spent, billions of dollars, on cancer research go towards pediatric cancer.
So why is that?
Well, it's the way our economy works. It just makes sense. Big pharmaceutical companies, of course, want to recoup their research and development dollars, which are millions of dollars. Okay, well, kids are only kids for like 18 years. Yeah. You're not going to make the money back. You need to make it back in treatments that apply to adults. So, of course, the money's going to go towards adults. And I get that. That totally makes sense. However, we need to find treatments for these kids because these kids are being treated with adult treatments, which are really hard on their little bodies. and cause major issues for them later in life.
Well, and with that said, I mean, we've been doing this for 5 years. We've had, many of the child models come. We know their stories. I thought this would be maybe a good time to share some of the stories. I mean, I think we've got a lot of good stories, but unfortunately there's, the stories that are not so good. But if you can maybe share a few of those with the audience.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, some of our sadder stories are the first year we had a cute little boy named Charlie who was Batman. And his cancer came back, and he died like 2 years later.
Wow.
At age like 5.
Yeah.
It just breaks your heart. We also had a little girl named Hudson. She was in the show when she was 3 years old. At 7 months old, she had Ewing sarcoma and had part of her shoulder removed. Well, she was in remission. Everything's great. So she's in our show at age 3 and so cute.
Yes, she is.
And then about a week or two later, they found a different cancer in her abdomen. She's in remission now, which is great. We love to see that. But you think about the radiation that these kids receive at like 7 months old.
Yeah.
What is that doing while they're growing? It really is hampering what's going on with their bodies and their growth, and so they'll have issues later.
Well, last year I had the privilege of actually emceeing the event. I think we were short one of the news promoters.
Great.
Well, thank you. But I'll tell you, one of the things, because I had to read the stories, and you guys encouraged me to read the stories earlier on, which I'm glad I did. But as I'm reading some of it, I was like, can this be even accurate? How has someone 6 years old been through 5 chemotherapies, 3 or 4 surgeries? I mean, you expect people that are 80, 90 years old that are, that have been through life, they might be going through something like that. Not even, but it is pretty traumatic what they go through. And I don't think many people understand what these children go through because, to your point, they don't have the medications geared for children. They're geared for adults.
Oh, exactly. And you think about the parents is what I think about, because these kids are so resilient. I mean, they are happy, go
yes,
lucky. They are. And you're thinking, oh, good grief, this poor little kid. And yet the parents, you as a parent, you're supposed to fix your child's problems all through their lives, and all of a sudden the doctor tells you, your child has cancer, you can't fix that.
You're helpless.
Exactly. You're totally helpless. You are at the mercy of whatever treatments you can find, what you can get. And my heart goes out to the kids and the parents for any of these kids. I mean, one kid, we call him kiddos, actually.
Okay.
He wanted to be what do you want to be? Design video games, I think.
I remember this. Yes. I remember
Well, they moved here from North Carolina. His parents picked up and moved here.
Wow.
For 2 years for treatment. I think they've now relocated, but they were just coming for treatment, because you think about how far away people might be, and they've got to get to a location that can treat them, which is part of what MPCF does.
Well, and that kind of gets me back to the event itself, and while it may be an evening for us to go and see these things and meet the kids, for these kids, this is the life-changing moment. I remember, I believe his name was Ariz, and we were trying to find a rapper. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out. Somehow I found a producer, and the two produced an actual song, a rap song, within a couple hours. And it was quite catchy. I remember everybody was like, this is actually really good.
He was amazing.
And, that moment for Ariz, and I'm sure, many kids, they go through remission and everything, but that could be that moment of that big moment for that child. And, this is such an important event. And we want to keep making sure that these kids have that dream event come true. So,
they have the best time. And
yes, they do.
Last year, I talked a parent into having his kid participate in this. And after the show, he turned to me and just gave me the biggest hug. I mean, with tears in his eyes, like, oh my God, thank you so much. This was amazing.
Well, and with that, I want to get into, kind of the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation. What are the initiatives now? What are some of the things you guys have going on? What are you all doing? And then we'll get into maybe how our listeners can help and get involved.
Okay, I want to tell you, National Pediatric Cancer Foundation is set up differently than other foundations. For instance, what our big thing is that we are into research. That's what we fund. It's actually, we just got audited now, 89 cents out of every dollar goes towards research.
That's
our
really
mission,
good.
yes, to find better treatments to end childhood cancer. Now, we do this through something called the Sunshine Project, which is a consortium of over 30 hospitals nationwide. They are the top children's research cancer hospitals. So we have trials going on at various locations. So instead of one location and one research facility or one hospital trying to come up with the cure and the answer, we spread it out. So we have bright minds all across the nation working on this.
Nice.
Which is wonderful. So we've spent over $33 million towards 28 plus research projects that we've funded. And we're actually rated a 4-star charity with National Charity Navigator, as well as the Better Business Bureau and several others. We've gotten the highest rating you can get.
Well, that's good. And, one of the things, we obviously being a wealth management firm, we deal with a lot of our clients that are very charitable. Back in the days, many people set up foundations, which, kind of expensive, takes a lot of maintenance to do that. But donor advised funds, this is something that's really, I think, caught the trend. People can put money in it, get the tax write-off, and that money can be invested. And then over time, you can then decide which organizations you actually want to, donate to. So you guys are a 501c charity. So you guys are definitely donor advised, or we call them DAFs here in the house. You're DAF approved. So,
Yes.
Definitely, a charity that anybody can give to. But let's talk about, again, how, if anyone, listening or watching the podcast, obviously children with cancer should be near and dear to everybody's heart. So I expect everyone to get involved. What are some ways that people can get involved? What do you guys need, and what are the ways that people can get involved?
They can come to the event, which we'd love to have them come. It's October 19th in the Saks wing of the Galleria. Starts at 6 o'clock. There will be a link on the website to let you know how to buy tickets. You can join the committee after that if you'd like to. Well, you can join it before. You can sponsor the event. You can donate. So we'll have a link just to donate if you can't attend. We'd love to have you get involved and to see what we do and how we do it and how to make a difference in these kids' lives.
Well, Ann, I want to thank you for coming today. And, I love seeing your passion, and you're sharing your passion for finding successful treatments for these children. I think, everybody's rooting for this. Everybody should be rooting for this. And we hope you're very successful, and the association is successful in finding this, treatments for these children. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we end here?
Oh, thank you very much for letting me do that. I would love
You're
to.
welcome.
I'd love to thank our sponsors.
Okay.
Of course, as we said before, we're presented by Mercedes-Benz of Houston Greenway. They've been a huge support of ours, as well as AutoNation, but also Dynamo Charities,
Yes.
Simon Properties, the Strake Foundation, John Fitzpatrick, Haynes Boone, of course, Avidian Wealth Solutions, right, among others. But you can also get involved. Macy's at the Galleria is doing a roundup campaign from October 16th through the 31st.
Nice.
Yeah, Kendra Scott is going to do a give back. On October 12th, you can visit their location here at Sugarland. Not here. Sugarland or City Center or in Baybrook from 4 to 6. Or we have an online give back code. Or you can go to Parker Joe, an adorable little boys store over on West Gray.
Well, great.
So we are growing and more supporters, and we're very thankful to the retailers and businesses who can support us.
Well, and again, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Here, drink this. It will make you giggle.
Brothers and sisters all, the one to stand up so tall. The world has never seen a thing like you.